not played this game in 4 months, so I'm hoping I didn't forget how. But I'm taking a chance that it'll be like riding a bike and just get back on schedule. I miss not playing this game. I love Stratomatic. It's my favorite game, but sometimes you need variety. And my second go-to game is Inside Pitch. I wasn't sure what to do with Inside Pitch, so I decided to go ahead and do Game 1 of the 1979 World Series. I bought this 79 set and have never used it, so I thought this might be a good time to do so. Let's see. It's just not. I'm going to have to raise this up some, I do believe, because I'm not capturing the whole board here. So let's pull this up a bit. All right, now it says I'm back. Okay, slight. Yes, I do, inside Mr. Robert. I do come back to old favorites when I need to. Let me see. Yeah, I stole RGL's game board a long time ago, Philip. Jeff and Philip, I did not mean to take you guys away from your strat chat. I did not know you were going to do that. You had done your video, your game was done, and I figured the floor was free. And so I went through all this trouble to set this game up, and I really wanted to get it out there to get back in the swing of things on Inside Pitch. Like I said, I haven't played in 4 months. Last game I played was Game 7 of the 1967 World Series. So this will be the first chance. I have the game scored on Stratomatic type score sheets, but that really doesn't matter. I mean, I've got the score here. I've got the spot to put the base runners. You got your benches and your bullpen. You got your line score, the number of outs. So you can kind of keep track of everything there. You can definitely put that on the background. Have at it if you wish. Robert, I am glad you're here because you know what? If I if I forget a rule or something, you'll be there to get me straight, I'm sure. All right, so we're at Memorial Stadium here in Game 1 now. There was no DH in 1979, and Inside Pitch did not make pitcher hitting cards for the 1979 American League teams. I know Robert made a generic one or whatever, but I just went for this. I just went and pulled the 1967 pitcher card. Someone's going to use that. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. It's not going to be a factor. I don't believe that much. I looked up what the hitters did in real world for Baltimore in the World Series. The only guy that got a hit was Tim Stoddard. He was a relief pitcher. So the starters went over. So that's what I want to try to emulate, or at least you will listen. Thank you. Oh no, I didn't, Doug. I never said I wasn't doing Inside Pitch anymore. I'm just I'm in Strat, and I got that long project, so that's why I was doing that. But I do want to get back to this. I'm trying this old setup with the board from that I saw RJL using originally. Lots of little accoutrements and whatnot. So I'm hoping this works out. We shall see. Like I said, I have not played a game of Inside Pitch since September. So actually August, I think it was. So it's been about, I think it was August. Was it August? No, I take it back. It was September the 8th, I think was the last time I played. So September, October, November. Yeah, 4 months basically. So, all right. So Flanagan against Bruce Keeson. And what I try to do is put the pitcher that's on the mound in the pitcher's mound. Ballpark card goes here. The other pitcher goes here. And then when the half inning is over, we switch over. Runners are at the plate. And as they get on base, I'll put them at each individual bases. And, of course, keep the line score going here, the number of outs here. And you can see who's on the bench and bullpen. Orioles are carrying one extra position player. The Pirates are carrying one extra pitcher. So I know your demo game is coming up, so maybe this is whetting people's appetite for the demo game. I don't know. But see if I can get this to show. I want to see if I can get everything in play. Hopefully everything looks all right from you guys' end. Like I said, when you haven't done a setup in a while, it can be a little interesting to try to figure it out. So hopefully it is all in place where it needs to be, and I can get going. Okay, so Inside Pitch. Mike Flanagan will be taking on Omar Moreno, center fielder. And we will start things off with Flanagan. It's a 4-2, and that is a blank because S1, but he's not tired, obviously, first part of the game, so that single square becomes a blank square. I'm going to go straight to the batter card. That's a 2-1, and that's a star 1, which on Flanagan is a ground ball to third. So Moreno grounds it to DeSensei for out number 1. And Moreno is gone, and that brings up shortstop Tim Foley. 2-5, and that's a blank on Flanagan, so we go to Foley's card. 2-5 again is an S1, so Foley's going to single right past Flanagan. A one-out single. And now the strategy rolls come into play. -2 on the stolen base rating, so Foley does not have an attempt technically, but we do have pickoff chances. So we still roll for those. We get a 20, then we check the pickoffs. There's no 20, so nothing's going on. That'll bring up the Cobra, Dave Parker. Another reason why I did this is because kind of celebrating Dave Parker's entrance into the Hall of Fame. Infield, of course, halfway for the double play. 3-4 is a strikeout chance. Parker against a lefty is a 10. The ballpark actually adds 3, makes it a 13, but that's a 20. It's too high, so Parker staves off the strikeout, and that's one advantage this game has over Strat. A strikeout on Flanagan's Strat card, and Parker is out of there. But here he gets to fend that off with his batter card. So we go straight to the batter card. 5-4, and that is a fly ball to right field for out number 2. So 2 down, and that's going to send up Bill Robinson, left fielder. He's in there because of the lefty on the mound. When the Orioles use a righty, they would normally have John Milner in left field, or Mike Easler, one of the two. All right, strategy roll again for Flanagan, but there's no 20, so no pickoff chances. Here's Bill Robinson. 4-2, and again, that's a single if he's tired, but he can face 29 batters, so he's not tired by any means. So we treat it as a blank and go to Robinson. 1-6 is a ground ball to third, and there are already 2 outs, so there's no need to worry about checking for any double plays or anything like that. We're just going to say he throws to first to end the inning, and the Pirates are gone in the first with no damage done to the Orioles. 1/2 inning in the books. It is Pittsburgh nothing and Baltimore coming to bat. And now Flanagan and Keeson will change places. And leading off for the Orioles will be Al Bumbry, speedster center fielder. Yes, you did. You did the whole season. You certainly did. But like I said, I bought the set and I want to do something with it. I may do a Pirates replay at some distant future, but right now I just wanted to get it out and use it. I bought it and haven't used it yet, so I really wanted to use it, and this was a good chance to do so. Keeson, 4-6 is a blank on his pitcher card, so we go to Bumbry to finish the at-bat. 3-2 is a ground ball to second, so easy play for Phil Garner, and there is one away. I got to remember to move the out marker. That's something new. I'm not used to doing this setup in a while. So, all right, here's Keeson to Mark Belanger. 5-5, wild pitch, but nobody's on base, so it's just a ball 1. 4-2, and that is a ballpark. That at sign would go to the ballpark. We go to Memorial Stadium for the at-bat. So we don't go to Belanger's batter card. We go over here to Memorial Stadium. See what that tells us. 3-1, it's a ground ball to first, and Stargell will step on the bag for out number 2. So that's how the ballparks come into play on inside pitch. You get that at sign on the pitcher card. It takes you right there. Either the at sign or the range play at sign will take you to the ballpark card. All right, here's Ken Singleton, switch hitter, right fielder. 6-1, and against a righty, that would be a strikeout plus, but against a lefty, which he is as a switch hitter, that's a blank. So we move on to Singleton. 5-1, and that's a split chance against a right-handed pitcher. That's a single past second base. So that time the split came in twice. How about that? Singleton is aboard. He has no chance to steal, but there is a pickoff chance for Keeson, so we will roll the strategy roll. Nothing happening. And here comes Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer. Chance to give the Orioles the early lead. 2-2. It would be an automatic out on a star line to a right-handed batter, but Murray's a switch hitter batting left, so it is a blank. We go on to Murray's card. 4-3, and that is a question mark 7. That's a power drive out to left field. Power drive out to left field. He is facing a right-handed hitter. Now, see, this is where I'm trying to see. I'm already confused here. He's left-handed as he's batting. So this makes, well, it could be a triple or a double, depends on what it is. And I'm trying to remember, RH question mark, is that the right-handed pitcher or that he's batting right-handed? That's, I guess, what I'm, but I guess if I look at the other cards, it's who he's facing. So he's facing a right-hander. So the 11 is going to fall in this 10 to 11 range. So that is a triple for Eddie Murray. RBI triple, Eddie Murray. Those question mark outfield results, question mark 7, 8, question mark 9, whatever, are drives to the outfield. And this factor tells us, per the D20, what he does. If this had been a 12 or higher, it would have simply been a fly out to left. But since it's an 11, it's going to fall into the T 10 to 11 category. So Eddie Murray gets a triple. RBI triple. Hopefully I did that right, RJL. Pitch your hand. Okay, thank you. I figured that out now once I went to the other cards that weren't switch hitters. It just, when you haven't played a game in 4 months, sometimes the simplest things can bump you up sometimes. So we're checking for a wild pitch or anything. Pick off, nothing happening. Here's John, let it be Lowenstein. Keeson 5-6, and that is a range play. So the first range play of the game, and it's going to be Lowenstein's at bat. See where the range play comes into play. It's a 4-2. That's a star 1, and on Keeson's star 1 card, that's a ground ball to second. We're checking the range of the second baseman, Phil Garner. And Phil Garner has the best range you can have, a 5. So the only way this ball gets by him is if you roll a 6. If you roll a 6, it's going to get through for a base hit. Any other roll, it will be an out. And it is an out. He makes the play to end the inning, but the Orioles do get the run. But quite frankly, there, Phil Garner saved him a second run because most second basemen, that would have gotten by them. If he'd had a 3 or something like that, that 1, 2, or 3 range, that 4 would have been higher, and it would have been a base hit. But since he had a 5, he took care of it. So we go to the second inning. Yeah, Dab, I wasn't expecting, I didn't wake up to do this either. I can guarantee you. It just something that hit me as I was drinking coffee and getting my strat stuff together for the next strat game. I said, I need to do something different. And so that's what I decided to do. All right, here's Pops Stargell, first baseman. He will be the next batter against Flanagan. 2-1, and that's a strikeout chance. Against lefties, Stargell strikes out at a 17. The stadium adds 3, makes it a 20. So he's out of there regardless because you can't get less than a 20. So Stargell is out on strikes, and that brings up the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. Came over from the Giants early on in the season. 2-5, and that's a blank on Flanagan. And we go to Madlock. 2-2, fly ball to right field, 1 away. Or it's actually 2 away now. And in case anybody's watching this for the first time or hasn't seen it in a long time, we got the 2-color dice here. The orange die is like my 10s die, and this is like my 1s die. So the orange die is going to tell me which column, and the white die is going to tell me what row it is on each of the cards. So that's how I'm determining that. So if I roll like a 1-2 for Flanagan, that means I go to column 1, row 2, which would be a strikeout chance. So just in case anybody was watching that and was curious, no, just know there's a method to the madness. All right, here's Steve Nicosia. He's the right-handed hitting catcher in the duo of Ed Ott and Steve Nicosia. Ed Ott catches against righties. Nicosia catches against lefties. It's a 4-1, so we go to column 4, row 1. That's a walk chance. Stadium takes 1 away from the rating. His walk chance against left-handers is a 12, but the -1 is 11. But the D20 is a 1, so that falls well within the 11. And Nicosia will draw the 2-out walk. So 2-out walk for Nicosia. He does have an attempt of 1, but again, that -2 takes care of that. But we roll for potential pickoffs, and there is none. There's no 20 there, so nothing to check. And here's Scrap Iron Phil Garner. 6-1, possible error on a throw. So now we're going to see who the throw is going to be, and that's based on the batter card. 4-2, it's a pop-up to short, so there's no throw needed. That's the third out of the inning to end the inning. And the error chance is null and void because it doesn't make sense in that instance, or there's no throw necessary. So that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 O's. Orioles won this game 5-4 in real world. They put 5 runs on Bruce Keeson in the first inning, and it held up. Hopefully we have a close game here. We shall see. Doug DeSensei, solid third baseman, certainly in the Hall of Very Good, is up to the plate. 2-2, and that's an automatic out on the star line. So when you get a double star like that, that's an automatic out. And we roll to see what the automatic out is based on the star line of the pitcher, 1 through 6. That's a 3, so the out is a fly to center. 1 away. Here's Billy Smith, second baseman. He's also in the platoon duo with Rich Dower. 6-3 is a blank on Keeson, so we go to Smith. He gets to control the at-bat, but he grounds to second on the 1-4, and there's 2 away. That brings up the catcher, Rick Dempsey, number 8 hitter. In there for his defense, not his offense. 4-4, and that's a double question mark, which is a pitcher result. We come down here, when he faces a right-hander, a 1 through 15 is an automatic out. Against a left-hander, a 1 would be a single, 2 or higher would be a blank. So since he's facing Dempsey, the righty, we're in this section. We're checking to see if the D20 is a 1 to 15. It is not. It's an 18. So it is not going to be an automatic out. It's going to be a blank, and we go to Dempsey to finish the at-bat. So Dempsey caught a break, 2-1, but he does fly to left to end the inning. So at the end of 2, it's 1-0 Orioles. And the pitcher, Bruce Keeson, will lead off the top of the third. Keeson, a 145 hitter in the 79 season. And I'm sorry I haven't been looking at the chat. Yeah, Tabby did decide to show up for the doubleheader. If you want to fast forward in that video to find Tabby, it's at the 1 hour and 41 minute mark. So I'll give you a freebie there. If you go to that video from the doubleheader, fast forward to an hour and 41 minute mark, you will find Tabby. Might even be the hour and 40 minute mark, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood, hour 40, hour 41, something like that. Here's Flanagan to Keeson. A 1-1 wild pitch is a ball because nobody's on base. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. Well, Keeson strikes out at a 24. Stadium only takes away 1, so that's a 23. So obviously D20 is going to fit, and that's 1 away. Get those high strikeouts when you have the pitcher batting. Here's Moreno again. Moreno grounded to third, his first chance. 3-4, and that's another strikeout opportunity. Against lefties, he strikes out at a 12. Stadium adds 3, makes it a 15. That's a 6, so that's another strikeout. And for Flanagan, that is strikeout number 3. And that'll bring up Tim Foley as the only hit of the game for the Pirates. 3-1 is another strikeout chance. That's a 17. He only strikes out as a 1 against lefties. +3 is a 4, and that's a 17. So this is a perfect example where if Flanagan got a strikeout on Strat's card, Foley would be struck out. But here, this references and mimics his low strikeout total by making it almost impossible for him to strike out. You have to roll a 1, basically, or in our case, a 1 to 4. And that 17 is too high. So Foley will get a chance to fight it off and bat. 5-6, he's going to single to center field. So Tim Foley is 2 for 2. 2 for 2 with that single to center field. And now that'll send up Dave Parker, the Cobra. Strategy roll, nothing happening on that 4. Flanagan 1-2 is another strikeout chance. He strikes out at a 10. Stadium adds 3, makes it a 13, but that's a 14. So Parker's still alive. And he'll bat off his own card. 1-3, and he singles to left field. Now, the one thing I didn't do was make the cheat sheet, but in inside pitch, of course, you have this chart, base running chart. A single to left field, to go from first to third, you take 2 away from the base runner. So Foley runs at a 4, but with 2 going from first to third, you take 2 away from that, makes him a 2, but there are 2 outs, that makes him a 3. So that means on a 1 to 3, and then you also look at the left fielder arm, and the left fielder arm, Lowenstein's a +1, so that's going to actually bring him back up to a 4. So 1 to 4, he will get to third base. And it's a 1, he does get to third base, and since it's a 1, Parker has a chance to move up. If we roll his BR or less, 4 or less, he moves up. He does. So Parker will take second on the throw. The only reason that happened because the initial roll was a 1. That's the only reason that happened. Normally he wouldn't be able to do that, but he did it here. So with 2 outs now, the Pirates have something cooking. Second and third, 2 outs. 2 on for Bill Robinson. Robinson does very well against lefties. 4-5. That is a range play at the park. So we're going to Memorial Stadium, not only checking the result, but checking a range play based on that result. That's a 3-4, so that is a single plus to left field. That would be an automatic two-base advancement for the runners. It would be a 2-run single, but it's a range play. So Lowenstein's range is a 4. If we roll a 1-4, Lowenstein takes the hit away, and the inning's over. 5 or 6, it's a 2-run single. It's a 3, so Lowenstein takes the hit away, and the Pirates are denied. One of the another great mechanics of inside pitch to have those things happen. So nothing doing for the Pirates as they come away empty-handed despite that late rally. And we go to so hopefully RGL, hopefully I am playing this game correctly and I haven't made any mistakes. That's what I'm hoping for. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, but it's kind of, I don't want to jinx myself, but it's kind of like I'm getting the ride the bike, thing about if it's like riding a bike kind of thing. So hopefully that's the way it is for me. We shall see. Right now, though, it is the pitcher spot. And, of course, they weren't carded back then in 79. Or they didn't hit, rather. And Chris from Inside Pitch does not make generic pitcher cards for DH years. So I went ahead and pulled from 1967 from their set just to get a generic pitcher card, just to have something to use there. 2-5's a strikeout. It's not going to matter. You're going to strike the pitcher out no matter what when you get a strikeout. So struck him out. And there's one away. I made a mistake on my score sheet. Good thing you can't see my score sheet. It's a little messy now because I made a mistake. I got one guy out of line, and I had to move everything over a line. So it's terrible. Good thing you can't see it. All right, here's Al Bumbry. I'm sure he will tell me. All right, here's Bumbry. 5-4. And a 5-4 is a pitch result again. No, I'm sorry, it's 4-4. 5-4 is a possible error on a ground ball. Very easy to misread a column if you're not careful, but 5-4 is an error on a ground ball possible. 3-3, it's a single to center field. That'll be a base hit for Bumbry. Checking for an error of the center fielder. Moreno's error rating is a 5, but that's an 11. That's higher than the 5, so there's no error there. And Bumbry is aboard with a one-out single. And that will now send up Belanger. Bumbry has an attempt of 6 to get the lead. +1 from Keeson makes it a 7. So 1-7, he gets the lead. He does not. He has to hold. Here's Belanger. 4-5, that is a blank. So we go to Belanger's card to finish the at-bat. 3-3 is a ground ball to third. Possible double play. Double play rating of Belanger is a 2. The infield was halfway, makes it a 3. Keeson adds 1, makes it a 4. The pivot at second, Phil Garner, is a 0. So 1-4, we have a double play. A 5 is just a fielder's choice at second, and a 6, the only play is at first, and Bumbry advances. That's a 5, so they get the fielder's choice on Bumbry, but cannot turn the double play. Belanger was able to beat that out. So 2 away, score that as a 5-4 fielder's choice. 2 outs for Belanger. His attempt is a 2, plus the 1 there is a 3. That's a 2, so he could steal if we chose, and he might try to do so to get in scoring position. He is a 17. The Keeson adds nothing. Nicosia adds nothing. So it's a 1-17, and he will steal it. And he does. So Mark Belanger got the lead and steals second base. Gets himself into scoring position with 2 outs for Ken Singleton. Nothing on the strategy roll this time, but Ken Singleton, an RBI opportunity. 4-5 is a blank. We go to Singleton. 4-1, and that is a pop out to short to end the inning. So nothing doing. were the Orioles in the bottom of the third, although they did put a runner at second. Came up empty-handed, but at the end of 3, they still lead it 1-0 over the Pirates, over the We Are Family Pirates. So Flanagan, who was a Cy Young Award winner in '79, 23 wins, holding up his end of the bargain for sure. Dav, you will love Inside Pitch once you set it up, and if you have any problems, watch RJL's slow playthroughs. They're excellent, and you can learn that more from that than from reading the rule book. So I highly suggest it. All right, here's Stargell. 2-4, and that is a strikeout plus because of the split chance against the lefty, strikeout plus. So not only we look at the strikeout total for Stargell, we add 10 to it since it's a plus. That makes it a 27, and plus 3 is a 30, so obviously that's going to be a strikeout. So Stargell is out again on strikes. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. He's caught the bad luck rolls for strikeouts for Flanagan. 1 away from Madlock. 3-3 is another strikeout chance. He's a 5, plus 3 is an 8. That's a 17. It's too high, so Madlock doesn't strike out much, so he avoids it. Gets to swing 4-5, and he's going to take advantage of it and single to left field. Single to left for Madlock. His attempt is a 5. Minus 2 from Flanagan makes it a 3. 15, he cannot get the lead. So here's Nicosia. 4-1. That's a walk chance. That slash on the right-hand side for right-handed batters, which Nicosia is. So we're checking for a walk possibility. Against lefties, Nicosia walks at a 12. Minus 1's an 11. That is a 12. So this time the stadium took the walk away. Without the stadium, he would have walked 12 and 12, but the stadium takes 1 away. So he's got to earn it. 3-1. He lines it to third. Possible double play. Look at the chart. The runner on first and a line out to third. You have to have a 1 in order for it to be a double play. 2 through 6, Madlock gets back. And he does. So there's no double play. It's just a line out to third. 2 down for Scrap Iron Garner. Nothing on the strategy. Flanagan, 1-4. That is a blank because it's a walk plus to a lefty, but a blank to a righty, and Garner is a righty. So since it's a blank, we go straight to Garner. 3-3, ground ball to first. That's going to end the inning. Murray will just take it to the bag himself and take care of business, and down go the Pirates here in the 4th. As they still come away with nothing and like it. Well, maybe they don't like it, but they come away with nothing. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0. Orioles over the Pirates. And Eddie Murray will lead off for the Orioles. It'll be Murray, Lowenstein, and DeSensei here in the bottom of the 4th. Keeson can face 25 batters before he fatigues. Flanagan can face 29. Unless they give up a lot of runs, obviously. 5-5 is a wild pitch. So that's just a ball 1 with the bases clear. 3-6 is right here. Eddie Murray's a switch hitter, but he's batting left-handed, so he's going to be under the blank category, not the automatic out category. So Murray will get to swing it. 3-3 is going to pop it up to short. And that'll be handled by Foley. 1 away for John Lowenstein. Only downside, one of the downsides is Lowenstein. That's one of the downsides to Inside Pitch is Lowenstein has a cookie cutter created card, so bringing in a lefty relief pitcher will not affect him whatsoever, whereas in real world, he would have really been hurt by facing a lefty. 5-5 is another wild pitch, ball 1. 1-6 is a strikeout chance. 13 plus 3 is a 16. That's a 3. Lowenstein will strike out. 2 down, and here's DeSensei. 5-1, and he's not tired, so there's no single. Treated as a blank. Go to DeSensei. 2-5, and he's going to single to short. So Foley knocks it down, but not able to make a play, and the inning continues for DeSensei. He's got an attempt of 2 plus 1 there for a 3. But nothing going on. Here's Billy Smith. 1-5. That's a blank on Keeson. So we go to Smith. 1-2. It's a pop. Boy, another pop up to short. We're getting a lot of pop up to shorts. And that's going to end the inning. So he played 4. Here in Baltimore, we played 4 innings. Still 1-0. Favor of the Orioles. And Bruce Keeson will lead off for the Pirates here in the top of the 5th. Yes, Jeff, it was one of the games I recommended, that or payoff pitch. It looks complex, but really it's really intuitive, and I think it has a lot of qualities that you might like. It may seem daunting at first, and it does take mostly take 2 rolls to resolve each at bat, but I don't mind that. To me, that kind of adds suspense in some way. But you get all the players, and they're in team colors, and it looks really sharp. So that's just my opinion. Flanagan, 4-2. That would be a single, but he's not tired, so it's treated as a blank. We go to Keeson's card. See what Keeson can do. 1-1 is a star line 6, which on Flanagan, his star line number 6 is a fly to center. So Keeson will fly to center for out number 1. That'll send up Omar Moreno. Moreno is 2 for 2. 0 for 2. Grounded to third and struck out. 5-3 is a blank. There's a slash there. Against righties, it would be a strikeout chance. Against lefties, it's a blank. With it being a blank, we go to Moreno. 3-3 is a star 3, and on the star line for Flanagan, that's a ground ball to second. And Moreno is retired. He is now 0 for 3. Kind of good thing to do if you're going to stop the Pirates is keep Moreno off the bases. Here's Foley. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. Foley only strikes out with a 1. Stadium adds 3 to give him a 4, but that 13 is above the 4, so no strikeout. And that's where Foley takes away a lot of those strikeouts because he's such a good contact hitter. 6-3, and he's going to take advantage of it with a single. So 3 for 3, and I know at least 2 of those singles he were following a potential strikeout that he fended off because he's such a good contact hitter, where again in Strat, a strikeout on Flanagan's card means Foley has no chance. Where this game he does get a chance. Nothing on the strategy roll. Didn't get a 20, so we can't check for pickoffs or anything. Here's Parker. 3-6 is another strikeout chance. He strikes out at a 10. Plus 3 is a 13, but that's a 14. So Parker is able to stave off that strikeout. 6-4 is a power result to right field. Against a left-hander, it goes up to 14. That's a 4. So under 4, that is a single. And it's to right field. So single to right field, and with 2 outs, that's going to most likely move Foley over. Looking at our running chart, a single to right field to go from first to third, you add 2 to the base runner's rating. So he's a 4. You add 2, makes him a 6. With 2 outs, makes him a 7. Right fielder Singleton's a +1, makes it an 8. So he will get there. Anything 6 or higher, he gets there without a throw. And Parker will stay at first base. So runners are at the corners. Once again with 2 outs, and it's up to Bill Robinson. So that's another beauty of this game. You don't just get star haphazardly where Boog Powell's going to advance 2 bases on a star hit. You got to earn it with your base running. So, and it also depends on who it's hit to, where it's hit, out situation, all that good stuff. So, all right, strategy roll, nothing happening. Here's Bill Robinson. Robinson's 0 for 2. 1-1. That's a wild pitch chance. So now we do have base runners on. So we're going to check the wild pitch. A 1-9 is a wild pitch. That's a 13. 10-12 would have been a possible pass ball. But since we got a 13, it's going to be just ball 1. And we're going to visualize Rick Dempsey blocking this pitch in the dirt. So Rick Dempsey saves a potential wild pitch. It's just ball 1. So we will try again. And nothing happening there. 1-4, and that is a blank to a right-hander, a walk plus to a lefty, but a blank to a righty. So Robinson will swing away. Chance to drive home a run to tie the game. 1-1, though, he's going to fly to right field, and that's going to end the inning, and more left on bases haunt the Pittsburgh Pirates as they come away empty. 2 runners on base, left on base. Really hurts them. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0. Favor the Orioles, as the Bucks can't quite get them to act together with people on base. All right, so December 29th is his demo game. That's good. Good to know. December 29th. If you want to know about inside pitch and you want to learn about inside pitch and see everything to know about inside pitch that you were afraid to ask, check out RJL Network on December the 29th. He will be doing the slow playthrough. It usually takes him about 2 hours because he explains everything. So I know I'm going kind of quick, but I mean, I would be here 2 hours doing this. So I don't have 2 hours. I've got about an hour or so before my honeydew list kicks in to have to do some stuff around the house. So that's why I'm doing this kind of at a a normal pace. Hello, DJ. How you doing? Now, I realize when you first learn the game, you can't go this fast. I mean, you would get confused going this fast. But once it clicks, I tell you what, once it clicks, it is really, to me, a really intuitive game. No game is perfect, but this is pretty good. And I know I've been kind of dinging some of the downfalls of Strat. Strat's still my number one game. Don't mistake that. But this is solid number 2. All right, here's Keeson. 6-3 is a blank on his card. So we go to Dempsey. 5-5 is another pop to short. Boy, there's a lot of pop up to shorts for the Orioles. They must have done that quite a bit. And here's the pitcher, Flanagan. Keeson, 2-3 is a possible error on a throw. So we go and see if there's a chance for a throwing error here. 6-5, that's a fly to center. There is no throwing error on a fly out. So he just flies to center for out number 2. And here's Al Bumry. Bumry's 1 for 2. Keeson, 5-3 is going to be a strikeout chance. Bumry's a 10, plus 3 from the stadium makes him 13. 12 fits, so he would not have struck out normally. 10 and a 12 would have been over this number, but the stadium adds 3, and that gives him the strikeout to end the inning. Now, I don't necessarily agree with these. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. I don't know why a stadium would cause a strikeout or affect a strikeout. Seems rather, I can't even think of the word for it, but it's in the game, so just add something to it, like it or not. So I suppose you could ignore if you went to homebrew it and ignore that up there, you could, but I always just follow along because it's part of the game. All right. Phil Nico or Mario Soto, Cincinnati. Oh, that's opening day. I think the 83 playthrough is probably the Phillies and the Orioles because that's the World Series. That's what he usually does, I think. Okay, so they have walk and strikeout factors from the ballparks, and that's where he gets them from. So, okay. So apparently there's more strikeouts in Memorial Stadium than the average stadium, and that's why they have it in there. I don't have the numbers, so I can't really, question it. Here's Stargell. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. He found strikeouts both times on Flanagan's card. Trying to avoid that this time. 5-2. He gets a blank, so he finally gets to hit off his own card. 3-4 is a single to shortstop or single pass short, however you want to read it. S6, and that puts Stargell at first base. Now, he's slow as molasses. He only runs at a 1, so he may clog up the base paths. No 20 there, so no pickoff. And here's Bill Madlock. 1-6 is a hit-by-pitch chance. Hit-by-pitch chance. His hit-by-pitch factor, he takes away 4 from whatever the batter's is. His hit-by-pitch is a 1. That makes it a -3, so he can't be hit by a pitch. So it's just a blank, and we can move on to Madlock. 2-2 is a fly to right field, and that's 1 away. So Madlock flies out, and here's Nicosia. No 20 there, so nothing going on. Flanagan, 4-3 is a strikeout plus to a lefty, but to a righty like Nicosia, that's a blank. If that had been Ed Ott batting, that would have been a strikeout plus chance. And most likely been a strikeout. But with Nicosia, he gets the swing. 4-4, he's going to fly to center, though. It's not going to matter. 2 down, and that brings up Scrap Iron Garner. Stargell still posted at first base with 2 outs. 2-3 is another strikeout chance. That's a 3. He strikes out an 8 plus 3 is an 11. The 3 fits, so Garner is out of there. And that's 6 shutout innings for Mike Flanagan. 6 shutout frames. Now, Keeson will lead off the next inning, so this is most likely going to be Keeson's last inning of pitching because he does lead off the next inning. Let's see, he has faced 19 batters. He can face 25, so it should be okay fatigue-wise. Here's Belanger. 2-4, and 2-4 is a blank, so we go to Belanger. 6-6 is a single to the left field for Mark Belanger. Belanger with a leadoff single. He's got an attempt of 2, plus the 1 from Keeson is a 3. Can't get the lead, so now it's Ken Singleton's turn. He's 1 for 2. 4-6 is another blank, so we go to Singleton. 6-2, that's a star 6. Star 6 is a fly out to right field. And that's one away. That's another thing. The star line indicates what kind of pitcher it is, ground ball or fly ball. And Keeson is half and half. He's got 3 ground ball outs and 3 fly outs. But a really high ground ball pitcher might have induced a double play out of that, but not with Keeson with that fly out to right, one away. Brings up Eddie Murray. He had the big triple his first time up. There's a 4, which falls in the hit and run category, but I'm not taking the hit and run with Eddie Murray. That takes away his power, so we're going to let Murray swing away. 5-6 is a range play. The infield's halfway, so the infielders will lose 1 on their range because they brought in halfway. So on a ground ball, the infielders will lose 1 on their range. Outfielders are unaffected. So we go to Eddie Murray. 5-1 is a pop out to short. So the range play for the shortstop Foley is a 4, but since he's halfway, he's going to drop to a 3. So 1 to 3 is what he needs to catch this pop up. 4, 5, or 6, it's a failed range play. That's a 3, so he's able to get to it anyway. Get back there and get it. We're out number 2. And that'll bring up Lowenstein. John Lowenstein, the batter. 5-2, and that's a walk plus chance since he's facing a lefty. He walks at a 14. -1 from the stadium's a 13, but the plus 10 from the plus makes it a 23, so that's an automatic walk. And Lowenstein will draw the free pass and put 2 Orioles on each of the nest for Doug DeCense. And now this is batter number, I believe, 24. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is batter 24, so Keeson will be tired on the next at-bat. So they're trying to get him through the inning because he does lead off in the top of the 7th. He would be the leadoff hitter. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. That's a 12. He strikes out in 11, but the stadium has 3. So the stadium will actually give Keeson the strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Orioles. They leave 2 on base. And we go to the top of the 7th, still 1-0 Orioles with the lead. And that's all for Bruce Keeson. We'll close the book on Keeson. Keeson will go 6 innings, give up the 1 run. Let's check his hit total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So walks and strikeouts. He walked 1, and he struck out 4. My score sheet is horrid because I made a mistake here, but that's basically the line on Keeson. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. And he is, of course, on record as the losing pitcher. However, if the Pirates take the lead this inning, he still gets the win. So it's possible he can still win the game. Anything is possible when it comes to that. So now the Pirates will need a... Hello, Marlon. Good to see you. Like I said, I got into this game now, and now I'm not watching the chat, so apologize for that. So we're going to the pinch hitters on the team, and we're looking at some righties. Lee Lacy, Rennie Stennett, or Manny Sanguillen. They're all possible. So I think we're going to go with... Rennie Stennett. 230. I mean, they're not 247 is the highest average there is, but Rennie Stennett. We're going to go with Rennie Stennett. He will be the pinch hitter for Keeson. And then we got to figure out who's going to be in the bullpen, who's going to come in and relieve for the Pirates. The Orioles will have Smith, Dempsey, and Flanagan. So they might bring in, the only 2 lefties they have in the pen are Jackson and Rooker. So you might see Grant Jackson coming in. I think we're going to see Grant Jackson coming into the game for the Pirates. So we'll get Grant Jackson ready to go. Grant Jackson would be that next pitcher coming in for the Pirates. In back of Keeson. All right, so Flanagan now. And Flanagan can face 29 batters. Right now, this is batter 27. So the Oriole bullpen is going to start to loosen as well. Looks like Tim Stoddard, a right-hander, is throwing in the Oriole bullpen, along with lefty Tippy Martinez. Double barrel action. Flanagan to Stennett, 4-3, and that's a blank. Would be a strikeout plus to a lefty, but against a righty, it's a blank, so Stennett fends that off. Gets the bat, 3-5, and he's going to single past second base. So excellent managing there, picking the right guy to pinch hit. You're not going to find managing like this on that other channel, that's for sure. So Stennett's aboard, and now we're back to the top of the order of Omar Moreno. And Moreno could possibly bunt. He is a 3. Usually you go by strategy roll whether you bunt or not, but you know, if the game dictates a possible bunt is in order, I don't see any reason to stop that based on what the dice say. But we'll roll the strategy roll anyway. 16. Shoot, he might get a bunt call on that anyway. Let's see. 16. Let's look at the bunt chart. He's a bunt rating of 3. So it says technically 18 to 19. He would need that to bunt. But I tell you what, I think Moreno, well, it's hard to say. Boy, it's a tough call to bunt or not. Tough call to bunt on this one. I think we're going to bunt anyway, though. So we got to roll and see if there's a strikeout involved first. 2-5 is a blank, so we don't have to worry about that. So we roll 1d6 and 1d20. The d6 tells us who fields it, and the d20 tells us what happens. He's a 3. The corners are in, makes it a 2. So as a 2 bunter, he basically needs a 10 or less to make a good bunt out of it. First of all, who fields it? It's the 4, so it goes to the first baseman, Murray, but he needs a 10 or less to really get a good bunt. It's an 8, so it is a good bunt. So it's a good bunt to Eddie Murray. Sacrifice hit for Moreno. 3 unassisted as Murray just tags Moreno coming in. Stennett will take second. He's in scoring position as the tying run with 1 out. Pirates trying to play small ball. And here's Foley. Foley up. He is 3 for 3. All singles. 2-3 is a strikeout chance, but once again, he only strikes out at a 1 plus 3 is a 4, so he fends it off. Can he fend off it for a third time and get a hit right after that? 3-6, he does not. He grounds it back to Flanagan for out number 2. And according to the chart, when a ground ball is hit to the pitcher and a runner is at second base, let's see here. They hold if the dice roll is higher than his base running rating. So we're going to roll again. If we get a 4 through 6, he holds. 1, 2, or 3, he moves to third based on his base running. So his base running beat that out. So he will actually take third on the play because of that. So he is in scoring. He's at third base with 2 outs now. And who's coming up but the Cobra, Dave Parker. And Flanagan now. He is tired. He's faced 29 batters. He is now tired, which means if we get these parentheses rolled, they're going to turn into potential hits. But Flanagan, lefty on lefty, they're going to leave him in there. He's a Cy Young Award winner for a reason. So they're going to let him go when he's tired and just hope he avoids those bad rolls. 4-3 is, 4-3 is a strikeout plus, so he got him. So Flanagan, 7 shutout innings. Now that might be all for Flanagan because he's going to bat third this inning. So that's going to be it for Flanagan. But he gives them 7 solid. And we go the 7th inning stretch. Still 1-0 favor of the Orioles. That will be all for Flanagan. We'll do the numbers on Flanagan. He goes 7 innings. No runs. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Struck out 6. So the line on Flanagan is 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and it's 1-0. Baltimore still in the lead. And now Grant Jackson will be coming on to pitch. He'll be facing Smith, Dempsey, and a pinch hitter for Flanagan. And the new pitcher coming up for the Orioles will be, with some righties coming up, going to the 8th inning, it'll be Sammy Stewart that will be coming in to pitch once all is said and done. So Sammy Stewart, slamming Sammy Stewart, not Tim Stoddard, but slamming Sammy Stewart. No, I'm sorry, it was Tim Stoddard, not Stewart. I had the wrong guy. Stoddard, because of the 1.71 ERA, he's going to be in there. So Tim Stoddard will be the new pitcher in the top of the 8th. But we need a pinch hitter. And with Grant Jackson, a lefty on the mound, the Orioles will go to a pinch hitter, Benny Ayala. And actually, Rich Dower will pinch hit for Billy Smith and take over the game at second base. He'll stay in the game to play second base. Will Rich Dower. Let's see what we do here. Actually, Lee May is going to do the pinch hitting for Billy Smith, and Rich Dower will take over at second base. So Dower will be at second base. He's a 4.6 and a +1, so it's the same defense as Smith, but his pivot's better. But Lee May will pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th. And then Benny Ayala will hit for the pitcher Flanagan after Dempsey hits. So it'll be Lee May, Rick Dempsey, and Benny Ayala due up for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 7th against Grant Jackson. So Lee May gets the call to pinch hit. And Grant Jackson been using the bullpen, and Tim Stoddard will be coming in for the Orioles. All right. So those preliminaries are out of the way. And we begin the bottom of the 7th. Grant Jackson against Lee May. 3-6, that's a walk plus chance. He walks at an 8 against lefties. A plus makes it an 18. Stadium, whoops, wrong side. Stadium is a -1, so that now will make it a 17. And that's actually going to cost them the walk, because that would have been a walk, but the Stadium -1 takes care of it. So he walked at an 8 plus 10 on the plus makes it an 18, but the Stadium takes it away. And Lee May will not walk. He has to earn it. 2-3 is going to fly to left. How about that? That time the Stadium took the walk away from Lee May. He wasn't too happy about it either, I don't think. But what are you going to do? All right, here's Rick Dempsey. Benny Ayala is on deck to pinch hit for the pitcher. 6-1 is another walk chance. It's a regular walk chance. He walks at an 18 against lefties. That's a 3, so definitely a walk for Dempsey. He's aboard. And now Benny Ayala, your pinch hitter. You're not going to take Dempsey out. He's got too good a defense, so you're not going to take him out. Infield is halfway for the double play. 5-1. Home run question mark. His home run result against righties needs to be a 1-2. That's a 3, so he will not give up a home run chance because it's out of range, but barely. And Ayala would have had an automatic home run on a 20. So no home run there. He got by the skin of his teeth here, but he does get to swing. 4-5, he will fly to left, 2 down. So Grant Jackson, had that D20 been a 1 or a 2 instead of a 3, that would have been a 2-run homer for Ayala, but it was not. So that now, Rich Dower is your new second baseman. Now Al Bumry will be the batter. Nothing happening on the strategy roll. Jackson to Bumry. 3-1, strikeout chance. He strikes out at a 10, plus 3 is a 13. That's a 2. Struck him out. So Grant Jackson gets the job done. And there's nothing doing for the Orioles. We go to the 8th inning. Still 1-0. That triple from Murray back in the first inning has held up. And now Tim Stoddard, your new pitcher, he will be on to face Robinson, Stargell, and Madlock. However, Robinson's going to be called back. They're going to bring in a lefty. They're going to bring in the hitman, Mike Easler, or do they bring... Actually, they're going to bring in John Milner because he can play left field. So John Milner will take over for Robinson in left field. So Milner is your pinch hitter and will stay in the game to play left field. So the wheels are turning in both dugouts. Stoddard now. Sorry, I have not been looking at the chat, so if you're asking me any questions, I'm missing those, but it looks like you guys are just chatting amongst yourself, which is awesome. So good deal. All right, here is Stoddard to face the pinch hitter Milner. 5-4, and that is a strikeout chance. He strikes out at a 9 against right-handers. +3 is a 12. That's a 10. So this time the stadium causes the strikeout. Stadium giveth and stadium taketh away. So Stargell now, your batter. Followed by Madlock. Stoddard 3-5 is a walk chance. He walks at a 10. -1 from the stadium is a 9. That's a 4, though, so he will still walk. And now, late in the game in the 8th inning, do you pinch run for Stargell? He's the heart and soul of your team. But even so, I think you kind of have to run for him, I would assume. The only problem is I don't know if I got anybody else to play first base. I guess Milner could. Yeah, Milner could play first base. We could put somebody else in left field, and Milner can play first base. So we're going to have Matt Alexander do the pinch running. Matt Alexander will pinch run. And Easler will go into left field. Milner will take over at first base. So a lot of maneuvering around. So the pinch runner is going to be Alexander. And going in to play left field will be Mike Easler. With Milner at first base. All right. So let's see what Alexander can do. His attempt is a 19 +1, so almost guaranteed to get a steal attempt, which he does. So he's gonna go 19-0. Dempsey's arm is a -2, drops it to a 17. So 1-17, he's going to steal it. And he does. So Matt Alexander, stolen base. So the ace up the sleeve of the Pirates, Chuck Tanner's pulling out right now because they are in desperate times, down 1-0 here in the 8th. Not going to abuse that rating and have him steal third. I'm going to let him sit still. Here's the pitch to Madlock, 3-4, strikeout chance. Strikes out at a 4. That's an 8. Strikes out at a 4, +3 from the stadium's a 7, but the 8 misses. So Madlock fends it off, and he'll get to bat. 1-5 is a star 3, which is a ground ball to third for out number 2. And this has to be a 6 in order for Alexander to move up. He does not, so he will stay at second base. So now it's down to Nicosia, but he will be called back, and Ed Ott, the left-handed hitting catcher, will be coming on. So the Pirates going to their bench early and often. They have Lee Lacy and Manny Sanguian remaining on their bench. They've used everybody else. So Ed Ott is your pinch hitter. Here in the 8th. Ed Ott. Orioles could counter with Tippy Martinez, but they like Stoddard, so with 1 out and runner at second, actually 2 outs now, runner at second, they're going to let Stoddard pitch to Ott. 2-2 is a walk chance, 16, way too high for that. He only walks at a 5, so there's no walk there. So Ed Ott will have to earn it. 6-2, it's a star 2, which is a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing for the Buccos in the 8th as Stoddard gets the job done. And Alexander is gone. Stargell is out of the game as well. So let me get my lineup together with who's where. We're going to have Garner, the pitcher spot, Moreno, Foley, Parker, Milner at first, Easler in left, Madlock, and then Ed Ott. Okay, so now we're straight. And Don Stanhouse, the closer, is loosening the Oriole bullpen to pitch the 9th inning. Let's see what the Pirates choose to do here. Do they leave Grant Jackson in there? They probably will. He can face 5 batters before he's tired. He's faced 4, so he would be getting into fatigue range. So actually they're going to, I think, they're going to go ahead and pull Grant Jackson and go to the bullpen. And they're going to bring in Enrique Romo to pitch. Enrique Romo, no relation to Tony. Enrique Romo will be coming on to pitch. Stanhouse will be coming in for the Orioles. But Romo is in. So we can... Grant Jackson goes 1 inning. A walk and a strikeout, nothing else. Stoddard goes 1 inning. A walk and a strikeout, nothing else. So identical numbers. So now Enrique Romo is on, and he'll be facing Belanger, Singleton, and Murray, scheduled hitters for the O's. Belanger, Singleton, and Murray. Everybody gets on Lowenstein. So bottom of the 8th, 1-0 game. That 1 run from the first inning has held up all along. So here is Belanger. He is 1 for 3. Romo with the pitch, 6-2. Possible error. So we roll on Belanger to see who the error check is on. And that's a 3-3. Ground ball to third. So checking the error rating of Madlock, his error rating is a 7, but that's an 18, which is way above the 7. So Madlock will make the play. And there's 1 away for Ken Singleton. 6-5, strikeout chance against a righty, a 14, plus 3 is a 17, so that's a strikeout. So Romo getting it done so far. Here's Eddie Murray. 3-1, and Murray's a switch hitter batting left, so that's a blank, not a strikeout plus. Go to Murray. 3-3 is a pop out to short, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the 9th, it's still 1-0. Nothing has changed since the first inning. And we now head to the top of the 9th. Don Stanhouse, Stan the Man Unusual, will be on. Earl Weaver pulling out his Chesterfields, getting them ready to light them up because of the stress that Stanhouse puts him through. So Stanhouse will be on, and he will face Garner, a pinch hitter for Romo, and Moreno. So who's on the bench to pinch hit? You got Lee Lacy and Manny Sanguillen. Who do you pinch hit with? They're going to pinch hit with Sanguillen, the veteran, because they want to keep Lacy for potential pinch running and or defensive substitution. So we're going to have Garner, Sanguillen, and Moreno. Garner, Sanguillen, and Moreno. You're in the top of the 9th against Stan the Man Unusual. First things first, it is Phil Garner. 6-4, and that's an automatic out right there. That star line is an automatic out. So we'll see what the out is. It is a 2, which is a fly to left. 1 away. That's one where the batter doesn't have a chance, but that happens sometimes. The pitcher can just take over the at-bat. So here's the pinch hitter, Sanguillen, against Stanhouse. 6-6 is a blank on a walk plus to the lefty, but a blank on a righty. We go to Sanguillen. Sanguillen, a 1-5. That's a triple to center field, and again, great managing. You don't get that managing on that other channel, that's for sure. A triple for Manny Sanguillen. I could have used Lee Lacy. He had the better average, but I was playing a hunch. And a 1-5 would have been a line out to first on Lee Lacy, but Sanguillen's right there. He only runs at a 1, but he's at third base, which is where you need him. Now the Orioles going to have to bring the infield in. They have no choice for Omar Moreno. Nothing happened on strategy. Stanhouse to Moreno. 3-3 is a walk plus, chance to walk him. He walks at a 6. -1's a 5. The plus is a 15. That's a 17, so there's no walk. But Moreno has a chance to drive home the tying run. 4-1, it's a star 2, which is a fly to left field. Possible sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating, though, is only a 1. Can't do it. Sanguillen's a 1. Lowenstein's a +1, so it's a 1-2. He would score. He does not. He's got to hold up. So they didn't have anybody. Lee Lacy only runs at a 2, so he wouldn't have scored either. So the fly ball to left field, not deep enough to score the run, and it's up to Tim Foley. Last chance for the Pirates. Last chance saloon. The last chance saloon right here. Tim Foley. Stanhouse to Foley. 4-3. That is a blank to a right-hander. Would have been a walk plus to a lefty, but we go to Foley's card to see if he can get the base hit. He's only had 3 of them so far. He's 3 for 4. 1-3, and he's going to double to left field on the split chance. That's a double to left field, and we have a tie ball game. Don Stanhouse has blown the save, and I think Earl Weaver just blew a gasket, speaking of blowing things. So that will score the pinch hitter Sanguillen. And we have a tie game. And now Kent DeColvey is loosening in the Pirate bullpen. He would be coming on most likely, especially if they take the lead. If it's a tie, they may go to somebody else. They may go to Don Robinson, but we'll see. Parker is your batter. First base is open, but you do have John Milner behind him. So what do you want to do here? I think the prudent move with 2 outs is to give Parker the free pass and make someone else hurt you. So Stanhouse gives the intentional pass. He can face 6 batters. This is batter number 6. So he does not get Milner out. He will be tired after this. Tippy Martinez is in the bullpen ready to go in case he's needed. So Stanhouse trying to get out of the mess. 2-3 is a pitcher result against a left-hander. 1-4 is an automatic out, but that's a 13, so we skip that and move on to Milner. 2-6, he's going to ground it to second, and that's going to end the inning, but the damage is done. The Pirates have tied the game at 1. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, Stanhouse has blown the save. Earl Weaver blew his gasket. And now, the Pirates will have to decide on which pitcher they want to bring in. Which pitcher are they going for? The batters are Lowenstein, DeSensei, and Smith. The only lefty they have is Rooker. They'd rather not use him. It's either going to be DeColvey or Robinson. So we'll figure out who they want to. Usually they just do DeColvey when they have the lead. But they could, they could try to get the win from DeColvey. DeColvey can only face 6 batters though, so. But you know what? I think you got to go with DeColvey here. I don't think you have much choice. I think you have to go with Kent DeColvey. You don't want to lose the game with DeColvey sitting there on the bench or in the bullpen. So Kent DeColvey will be your new pitcher. So Keeson's off the hook for the loss. Romo went 1 inning, pitched perfectly, struck out 1. Stanhouse goes 1 inning, blows the save. Gives up 2 hits and a run. 1 walk, which was intentional, no strikeouts. And he will be replaced if it goes to the top of the 10th. But the Orioles looking to win it here in the bottom of the 9th. It'll be John Lowenstein, the batter, followed by DeSensei and Dower. DeSensei and Dower. Lowenstein, 5-2 is a strikeout chance. 13 plus 3 is a 16. That's a 7. Lowenstein out on strikes. Doug DeSensei, 2-4, strikeout chance again. 11, 13, 14. That's a 6. That's another strikeout for DeColvey. 2 quick outs for Rich Dower, and this looks like it's going to go extra innings. Most likely. Wasn't planning on that. Wasn't hoping for that, but it looks like we're going to be stuck with it. 4-5 is another strikeout chance, but 18's too much, so Dower does get a chance to swing it. 1-4, and he's going to single to short, so at least he keeps the inning going for Rick Dempsey. Check for the strategy. Nothing happening. Rick Dempsey now with 2 outs and a runner at first in Dower. 3-3 is a pitcher result. Right-handed batter, 1-13 is an automatic out. That's a 6, so it will be an automatic out. And it will be a 4, which is a ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. We are going to the 10th. Extra innings, free baseball here at Memorial Stadium, much to the chagrin of Earl Weaver, who was certainly hoping not to have to go through that. And now they need a new pitcher. And the pitcher spot is actually going to lead off in the bottom of the 10th, so there will be a double switch involved for the Orioles. And they will bring in, looks like Gary Renicky will come in and will come in and play left field, and he will be the 9th place hitter. Gary Renicky. Lowenstein will be out of the game. The new pitcher will now go in the number 5 position. This will become the pitcher position. And coming in to play left field will be Gary Renicky. But first things first, we need a new pitcher for the Orioles. And they will turn, let's see, it's going to be Easler. Madlock, and Ott. So 2 out of 3 are left-handed. So they will go to the left-hander Tippy Martinez as the pinch hitter. As the pitcher. So Tippy Martinez will come on and pitch for the Orioles. That will leave Sammy Stewart. If they run out of pitchers, Steve Stone did relieve in Real World Series. He's not rated as a reliever, but he did relieve, so he would come in an emergency if we ran out of pitchers. Because they were carrying 1 extra position player, 1 less pitcher. So Renicky has been used. He will be the pinch hitter in the bottom of the... Actually, he's coming in the game now to play left field. So he's in left field now. Lowenstein is out of the game. Renicky is a better left fielder defensively anyway, so that helps the Orioles out, actually. So Renicky is the new left fielder. He bats in the number 9 position. Tippy Martinez, the new pitcher, bats in the 5 position behind Eddie Murray. So top of the 10th we go. Mike Easler, lefty on lefty. Of course, Easler, not enough at bats to be carded for splits, which is fine. He only had 54 bats. But can't pitch hit for him. I guess they could. Lee Lacy could go in and play left field if they chose to do so, but then they would use all their players. They wouldn't have anybody to pinch hit for the pitcher, so they're going to let Easler swing away. 6-1 is a walk plus to a lefty, so smart move. Again, smart move, instinctual by this manager that you don't get on that other channel. And it's a walk to Mike Easler. The hitman draws a walk. Nothing happening on the strategy. Here's Bill Madlock. 2-2, and that is a range play. The infield is halfway, so the infielders will lose 1 on their range if it goes to them. 3-6, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. He doesn't lose range because he's automatically in already. He's a 4. So 1-4. See if he gets to this on a range play. He does. Now let's check possible double play chances. He's a 3-0, but when it's hit to the pitcher, you actually lose 1, so that drops him down to a 2. So 1-2, it's a double play. It's a 2, it'd still be a double play. So Martinez turns it 1-4-3. Nice job by Tippy Martinez. 2 quick outs, and here's Ed Ott. 5-3 is a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Ott is done. Nothing happening for the Pirates here in the bottom of, or the top of the 10th, rather. So we go to the bottom of the 10th, and Gary Renicky will be the leadoff hitter in that number 9 position after the double switch. It'll be Renicky, Bumry, and Belanger against Tekulve. .35, and that is going to be a walk chance. Walks at a 17. That's going to do it as a walk. So Gary Renicky is the winning run at first base. Make sure that I didn't mess up the focus here. I think the focus might have got a little bit messed up. Let's see if that fixes it a bit. All right. So Bumry is on, and again, it's a bunt situation. So we're going to go for the bunt. Regardless of strategy roll, we're going for the bunt here. Tekulve. 6-1 is a range play, so we got a range play on the bunt. So that's going to be even more interesting. Let's see who the bunt goes to. It goes to the first baseman, and that first baseman is Milner. So Milner's range at first base is only a 2. So this might drop. This might go for a base hit. We might see here. So he's a 2. So we'll roll and see if he gets the chance to field this. He does not. It's going to get through it's going to drop down for a base hit. Bunt single. It's a failed range play. And I hope I did that right, RJL, if you're still watching. I didn't roll for the bunt itself because, or I guess I should roll for the bunt itself and make sure he doesn't like pop it up or something. It's a 17, so maybe I need to do that first. Hold on. 17, he was a bunt of 2 with the corners in. 2 and a 17 is a G double play. Bunted hard proceeds you with a ground ball double play, but it's a failed range play. So if it's a failed range play, it's going to be a base hit, in my opinion. That's the way it should go in there. So I think that's actually ends up being correct. So now Belanger, definitely in a bunt situation, is the number 5. So we'll check for strategy. Nothing happening. Check for strikeout or wild pitch or whatever. 3-1's a strikeout chance. He strikes out as a 12. Plus 3 is a 15. That's an 11. But when you bunt, I do believe the strikeout totals go down. So when you bunt, you cut the strikeout chances in half. So his strikeout chance is a 15. Cut it in half. That's a 7.5. Drops down to a 7. That's an 11. So there is no strikeout. So now Belanger just needs to get the bunt down. The bunt will go to the pitcher, Tekulve. Belanger is a 4 bunter with the corners in, so let's check the 4. Basically needs a 1-14 to have a good bunt. And he does, so it's a good bunt. That will move both runners to second and third with 1 out. Good sacrifice for Belanger. Yeah, it's going to go 1-4. Tekulve's only play was the first base. Now Singleton is your batter with 1 out, but you can't walk him because Eddie Murray's on deck. But what they will do is if they can get Singleton, they will definitely walk Murray to set up the pitcher spot, which is on deck after that. But Tekulve has his hands full. The infield is in. There's a 1, but nobody's going to try to steal home, obviously. Singleton, Tekulve to Singleton, 2-1. Ballpark card. We're going to Memorial Stadium. This could decide it right here with the ballpark card. Memorial Stadium. Don't give me a rare play, please. 6-4, we did not. It's a fly to left. Possible sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 3. On a 1-3, the ball game is over. 6, it is not. So we look at Gary Renicky. Can Renicky do that? He's a 2. The left fielder is the hitman, Mike Easler. He's a 0 arm. So it's a 1-2, and the game will be over anyway. It is not. So they got to hold up. It was not deep enough to score anybody. That's out number 2. And now with Eddie Murray coming up, he will draw the free pass. And now Tekulve is tired, so they're taking their chances. He's the best you got. DeSensei is not the batter. It's actually going to be the pitcher spot. So Tippy Martinez is being removed for a pinch hitter, and the pinch hitter is going to be the venerable left-handed hitter. I can find him. Terry Crowley, 317. Pinch hitter extraordinaire, Terry Crowley, will be the pinch hitter. 2 outs, bases loaded. It all comes down to this. All comes down to this. Terry Crowley, bases loaded, 2 outs. No place to put Terry Crowley. Nothing on the strategy. Tense moment. Earl Weaver can't watch. 6-2 is a possible error on a ground ball. So that even though he gets the ground ball to possibly get him out, we're checking for an error. 2-1 is a single to right. It doesn't matter anyway. Terry Crowley comes through with a pinch hit single. Again, brilliant managing on this end. And that will score the pinch hitter, Gary Renick, or the left fielder rather, Gary Renick, and the Orioles walk it off against the Pirates by the score of 2-1 in 10 innings and take Game 1 of the World Series. Tippy Martinez gets the win. Kent DeColvey takes the loss. DeColvey's going to go an inning and 2/3. He's going to give up 3 hits, walk 2, one of them intentional, and 2 strikeouts. And Martinez pitched 1 inning, a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. So final line score, 2 runs, 8 hits, and I don't believe it was error in the game at all for either team. And the Pirates got 9 hits. So 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Orioles. 1 run, 9 hits, no errors for the Pirates. Winning pitcher Tippy Martinez, losing pitcher Kent DeColvey. And Terry Crowley is being mobbed by his teammates as the Orioles take Game 1 of the World Series in walk-off fashion. Kent DeColvey was tired, tried to get through it, but couldn't quite do it all the way. Dav, I left this open-ended. I don't know if I am or not. I just wanted to play inside pitch, but you never know. I might end up playing the whole series. We never know. In case I decide to play the World Series, I've already got all the line scores printed out. So if I wanted to do that, I could. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I really just wanted to get inside pitch out. And, boy, an incredible game is all I can say. Walk-off pinch hit single from Terry Crowley wins it. Here is the extremely messy score sheet. And you can see all the notes I had down here with the little number keys telling me who was doing what where on the score sheet. But it was the pinch hitter right here, Terry Crowley, getting that pinch hit. I actually put it up here by mistake. It's really right here. Terry Crowley's pinch hit scores Gary Renick, and that's going to do it. So the Orioles win it by the score of 2-1 in 10 innings. And the Pirates feel like they let one get away. They worked so hard to get back into the game and tie the game, and then just couldn't get it done. Guy I feel sorry for is Flanagan. He pitched 7 solid, but Stanhouse gave up the lead, cost him the win. But that's it. Game 1 in the books. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do any more of these or not, but I might. Hello, Terry. P. Didn't see you in there. Just depends on how my hobby time goes, because obviously I'm headlong into that Stratomatic 87 replay, but I might just to mix it up once in a while, play some of these. I might play these offline and record them, possibly. Although that's kind of hard to do because with this setup, I can't fit everything in on a recorded video. I can do it on live. For some reason, the live version stretches the field more. I mean, I got wider angles to do things with, so I may have to do it this way. But either way you go, there it is. I appreciate all you guys spending part of your Saturday afternoon with me. Right now on the East Coast, it's right around 3 o'clock, and I got some honeydew stuff to do before it gets dark out here. Got to go to the landfill and take the trash and do some other things. But I did want to get this in. And Tabby had come up here originally when I first started, but then she cried to leave before I started. So Didn't get a chance to see Tabby, but again, if you want to see Tabby, check out the doubleheader that I played with the Yankees and the Royals a couple days ago. Actually, it posted yesterday. You can check her out at the hour and 41-minute mark. That's where that came. That's where she chimes in. So that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.